Well, hi everybody and welcome to Moodle Support Theater. We're beginning our series of gradebook videos. To get started, I've added a syllabus, and that's a key item you need to put your gradebook together. I recommend going to the left-hand column as before to select Gradebook Setup. Now the actual grades option is now in two locations. It's in the navigation block under My Courses, and then if you come up here to the upper right-hand corner by your name, you're going to see that too. I prefer just going to Gradebook Setup choice out of familiarity. Okay, in a new class, you'll see a list of your students, and that's about it. Now, if you brought a course forward, it's possible it could bring a structure of the gradebook, and if that's the case, go ahead and skip this video and go on to the next one where we talk about the different grading methods. Now, for you of the tabula rasa set, let's come to the top row, and let's choose from the tabs. We're going to pick Setup. And here you have your course shell. This is like a house or a structure in which you're going to add categories, or keeping with the metaphor, rooms, for things like homework, finals, projects, and so on. I cannot stress the value of categories enough, both here in the gradebook and when you start working in the quiz section. It makes organization and keeping track of information really simple. Let me show you what I mean. Let's come down here to the bottom, choose Add a Category, and pick an activity from your syllabus. I'm going to call mine Homework. And next is Aggregation. For now, we're just going to leave it at Natural. That's the default, and I'll be going into details on all of the options in the next video. Nothing more to do, so come to the bottom, select Save Changes, and you're done. Okay, let's put in another category. Let's call this one Project, and let's save. After I've worked in several things inside a section and saved, I like to come to the bottom of my main page and save here too. Well, what's the value of all of this? Let's come to our front page and come to the upper right and turn Editing on. And in Topic 1, I'm going to add an assignment, and I'll show you. I'm just going to call this one Homework, and normally you would put in a description because it's really very valuable for your students. I'm just going to type some letters to fill up some space, and we're just going to come down and put in a grade. I invite you to watch our series on setting up an assignment for more information on this process, but here at the bottom, when you get to the grades, you see I have an option to choose a category, and I'm going to choose Homework category. Come to the bottom, save, and we'll go back into the gradebook. Now, once we're back in the gradebook and we return to Setup, you'll see that the homework assignment has been placed inside the homework category, and there's a distinctive icon. Moodle's also beginning to assign weights, in this case only 100% because it's the only thing here. Don't worry about those weights now. They're going to show how much each item contributes to the course total, and again, more on that in the next episode. Now there is another way to add a grade item, and it's called manually. So I'm going to come to the bottom, I'm going to add a grade item, and I'm going to call this Research Plan. I'm going to make it worth 50 points, and I'm going to choose Save Changes. Now notice that I would normally choose my category here, like I did for the previous assignment, but I didn't. When we get back, we find it's at the very bottom. It's kind of floating out there in space. Do I have to delete it? No, you don't. Simply come to the very right-hand column and put a little check in the checkbox. Come down to the bottom and select Move that item to, in this case, the Project category. If you make an error, Moodle is pretty forgiving. And now that we have more than one item, the points are beginning to calculate automatically. One final stop before we move on to the next video. Let's take a look at how this is going to appear to our students. From the very top row of tabs, I'm going to choose View. Then I'm going to choose User Report, and this is what the students see. Notice now it's very clear what each assignment is worth, what the categories are, and what the course total will be. This is going to save you answering a lot of questions. And notice too, in the upper right hand corner, you can review all of the students or just take a peek at what that rascal student 4 is up to. Okay, please come back to our next video and we'll make some sense of the weights and how the grades are calculated. And as always, if you need help between now and then, come on by Library 321 to the Center for Instructional Support because, hey, we're here to help.